Alright, welcome back everyone. I'm Niz, and we're in the semi-finals of the Semi-Pro Cup Series.
10 seconds remaining.
And if you're watching on the VODs,
5
be happy because you
remaining.
just missed me bitching about Reborn a little bit. But we're gonna try to leave all that behind us and go forward. We're gonna salvage this somewhat of a
Radiant
disaster
team ban.
of a cast. We're having some issues with the Reborn.
Dire team ban.
But we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there, and it's gonna be great. We had some more issues since our last game, joining the lobby and a whole bunch of stuff. But we're here. We started
10
from
seconds
source one. Now we're
remaining.
here. I guess that was terrible. I wish I didn't say that. Oh well. We've got next level badasses, which we saw win our previous game,
Radiant team
and
ban.
they're going to be going up a team by the name of fnmdx, who unfortunately they had to wait quite a while for their opponent. And unfortunately, the team that everyone's going to play has been waiting in the finals for a while. What team name are they actually
10
going by?
seconds remaining.
The No Name team. How fitting was it that I actually had to look that up
5
and that was their
seconds
name.
remaining.
But that's who's waiting for the challenger,
Reserve
or at least the
time.
winner of this game. As next level badasses, start everything off with a Shadow Fiend, Leshrac, and both those getting banned out, whereas fnmdx actually bans out the Wisp, or the IO, whatever you want to call them, and the Gyrocopter,
Dire team ban.
which means we had a lot of top tier picks left in the pool. So Lena and Bounty Hunter get snagged by next level badasses. Tusk and Rubik were the choice for fnmdx. And on to our next set of bans. Winter
10
Wyvern get
seconds
banned out.
remaining.
Then Phantom Lancer, Earthshaker, and now, thank
Dire
God,
team pick.
Techies. I don't even want to begin to try and cast a Techies game with some of the issues I've been having, so thank God that hero's gone. And I guess knock on wood, I actually haven't run into Techies in like at least my last 5 or 6 pub matches, so that's been great
Radiant team
as well. We've got Queen of Pain now getting picked up by next level badasses. While we were in between games, Noble Wings actually dropped in. He actually said he wants my playlist. He was really liking the music on the channel. So if you guys do like that, all my music I play is by a band called Approaching Nirvana, and they're perfectly fine with
10
using
seconds remaining.
using their music for like Twitch and stuff like that. Some of their
5
songs are actually
seconds
even in the Twitch media library, but yeah, I use a bit more of those that
Reserve
they're
time.
perfectly fine with allowing you to use, and their stuff is really good. But I've been meaning to expand my playlist, so that's a work in progress. But I've got a lot of songs I want to add on there, but I've got to get permission to use them and stuff like that. So that takes a little bit more work than just simply playing whatever the hell I want. But wow, they're taking a while to pick this hero. I can't even really talk about what this could potentially be because there's a million different places they could go. They've got the Tusk, which could be a support, paired with the Rubik, most likely going to be an offlaner, which means they can do a lot with this pick. They can pick their mid hero because they know it's either going to be a Lena or a Queen of Pain they're going up against. And that's probably what that hero is, the Wind Ranger.
Dire team pick.
Or they could have picked another support, which honestly it would have given away the information that the Tusk is offlane, but that's really not that big of a deal breaker, because I think next level badasses is probably going to assume that the Tusk is offlane, but they're not gonna that's not really gonna change the way that they're gonna draft. So it's not the biggest thing in the world whether or not that Tusk is offlane
10
or support.
seconds remaining.
But we've got, like I said,
5
Lena
seconds
and Queen of
remaining.
Pain. Both those are actually, we know one of them's gonna be mid against what's
Reserve
presumably the Wind Ranger. But we don't know which one, as Queen of Pain could go in the off lane, or it could be mid, whereas Lena could be mid, or could be support. So both those heroes could move around. Bounty Hunter could be off lane, but primarily is going to be played as support. So he's going to be moving around, probably putting pressure on heroes like the Wind Ranger in the mid lane. But we'll see exactly how they choose to run that. As well, they probably haven't even decided quite yet they're going to wait to see more of what fnmdx chooses to pick and how all the lanes shake down. What do we got here? Well, this pick could give away a lot. We know it's either going to be a carry or support / offlaner. Probably going to be the carry pick here. Typically don't really like revealing heroes like your carry or your mid hero before your opponent has, but someone's got to pick first, right? And certainly when there's a hero as strong as Lina that you can pick, you're perfectly fine with picking that and saying that's going to be our mid hero, because there's not really many counters to Lina in the lane or in the game. So they're actually going to pick up the support here, and it's going to be Dazzle, which means we've got the Lina going to be in the mid, and the Queen of Pain is going to be our offlaner. Don't have to run that, but that's most likely what we're going to see. Queen of Pain is actually a great offlaner if the Tusk is a support, because, well, Ice Shards doesn't really do anything to a Queen of Pain. She, of course, can just blink over them. Of course, Rubik Lift can't blink out of that, but or Snowball Stun, but that's not really a ton of lockdown to bring down the Queen of Pain, unless they pair it with another carry that's going to be able to lock down a Queen of Pain, but there's really none in the meta that I can think of that you certainly would want to pick here. But we are probably going to see the carry get picked up here. So who is it going to be? Got the Gyro band out. Got the Phantom Lancer band out. Oh, okay.
Dire team
Undying. That's actually a great pick as well. So what they've done is they've seen the Bounty Hunter, and they know that the Bounty Hunter likes to move around. And they've got the Tusk, which most likely is going to be in the off lane. And now if they pair that with an Undying, they've got a really strong dual lane that they can put in the off lane. And when you've got a really strong dual lane going up against a Dazzle plus whatever they choose to pair with it, that's not going to be super strong, and certainly not going to be favored going up against the Undying Tusk. So they know that they're already going to be able to put a lot of pressure on and really deny that carry from getting a lot of farm. And the only way that next level badasses can really kind of contest that is probably bringing the Bounty Hunter in, having him be a little bit more active in the safe lane, which means he can't put the pressure on heroes like the Wind Ranger in the mid lane. So a great pickup there for them picking up the Undying. But of course now both teams deciding which carry they're actually going to go with. So Anti-Mage getting banned out as well, Clinks is the ban, okay, for fnmdx. They're going to go with Bloodseeker instead. Next level badass is Bloodseeker. Bloodseeker is a great hero because you can, well, when you look at a lane and strength in a lane by individual heroes, especially carry heroes, Bloodseeker's really, really strong. You try to put him 1v1 against pretty much any hero, and he's going to win most of the time in those side lanes against kind of standard matchups. Of course, you put him mid against like a Lina or something like that. Lina's actually going to do quite well. Not saying that Bloodseeker's going to get completely smashed, but it's interesting.
Reserve time. 5 seconds remaining.
But you take a look at next level badass is scaling going a little bit later. So they're going to pick up the Storm Spirit. Okay. So I still think it's going to be the Wind Ranger mid, Storm Spirit safe lane. They could swap those. But we're probably going to see those two kind of playing those core positions. Rubik going to be babysitting whoever is in the safe lane, and we're going to probably have that aggro dual lane. But let's introduce our teams and our players. On our Radiant side, we have fnmdx playing their Storm Spirit. It's going to be Showstopper. We've got, oh nice, it's working. Some Chinese characters. He's going to be playing the Rubik. Ozi-sama is going to be playing the Tusk. Another Chinese name is going to be playing the Wind Ranger, and Monster is going to be playing the Undying. And I'm really glad that some of this stuff is actually working and reborn for me right now. On the Dire side, we have the next level badasses. Good Night. He was playing our Gyrocopter last game. He's going to be playing Bloodseeker this time. Noble Wings is actually going to be playing the Lina in the mid lane. Lonely Boy playing the support Dazzle. Shay is going to be once again playing the off lane, this time as a Queen of Pain. And we got Cheesehead roaming around on that Bounty Hunter. We do have lots of Sentry Wards coming out for the Radiant side. They actually chose to buy 2 sets of Sentry Wards, and they're spread out all over the place. Wind Ranger's got 1. Then we've got another one on, or actually 2 on the Undying, and the other one is on the Rubik. The Rubik. And looks like Noble Wing's going to get the top rune, and Wind Ranger's going to get the bottom one.
The battle begins.
So looking like we're going to have that Wind Ranger in the mid lane, and Tusk and Undying are going to be making their way up to the top, and then we're going to have the safe lane of Storm Spirit and Rubik, which will be going up against, well, we know it's going to be going up against the Queen of Pain. We'll have to wait and see where this Bounty Hunter chooses to go. They may actually choose to leave the Bounty Hunter in the bottom and help them win that lane. But we have already seen a ton of Sentry Wards all over the place, so they're going to be prepared for it. Mid lane, we've got Lina going up against the Wind Ranger. And that top lane is Bloodseeker and Dazzle going up against the Tusk Undying. Which you can't really see. I wonder if they fixed drawing on the map. Oh my gosh! Oh, it can't draw in game. That's the one that didn't work. Oh, I got excited. Okay, keep pause. My player's getting a beer. Not a bad idea. Sit back, enjoy a little bit of SCS. Drinking a beer, watching the game on the big screen. A little bit different than what people typically think of watching the game on the big screen, but eh. Oh, Storm reconnected and disconnected again, so still obviously having that bug. Hopefully that'll get cleared up for him. There's been a lot of really, really weird bugs coming out. A lot of people have been having a ton of bugs with actually playing the game. Like I said, I really haven't had any. I saw a few spells through fog that I shouldn't have seen, including yesterday I saw Leshrac stun Roshan, which was interesting because I was here and we didn't have vision in Rosh Pit, and there also wasn't a Leshrac in the game. So that was interesting. But beyond that, I haven't really seen or experienced too many bugs, which is good. Played against a Razor who had his static link chained to a bunch of heroes all over the map, and I actually had to mid against the Razor, and I had static link on my hero the entire game, even when he wasn't linking me. So that was a little bit frustrating when you're kind of jumping in and all of a sudden you're getting drained, or you think you're getting drained, and then you've got to back away, and you've got to be watching your counter here of your buffs to see whether or not it's actually ticking away. And at one point it actually just kept ticking up and 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 up until eventually it wore off, despite the fact that it was broken. But whatever, we're in the game. We're starting off with this one. We've got Wind Run coming up from the Wind Ranger as Noble Wings went on the offensive there, but we got a little bit of right clicks coming right back from the Wind Ranger. I want to remind everyone, this is actually the semi-finals, so we still have one more game after this. Denied. But these teams are eager to kind of get through this one a little bit quickly, so that they can go on and play the finals and be done with it. First Blood in the top lane. I was just about to jump up there, but Bloodseeker getting caught out. I spoke of how aggressive this dual lane can be and how strong it is, and we just saw Bloodseeker going down, and he probably got decayed up a few times, and then Tombstone looks like it was used as well. Our flesh. So far, not good for me catching first bloods tonight. We'll try and catch the bounty hunter trying to snipe the courier, but I feel like everyone knows this trick. It's not a surprise anymore when the bounty hunter goes for the snipe. We'll keep walking around. I'll keep checking. A little bit of pulls coming up from the Rubik. It was actually just a partial pull, and Shay's actually going to take that right back. Cheesehead's going for the bottom rune right as the courier's moving out. So he's not going to be able to pick off that bottle. Top lane, more aggressive stuff coming out. Really forcing the Bloodseeker back, and we already saw him. Well, we didn't see him. He has died once in this game, and he's only sitting at 4-1 CS. And now Showstopper, the other safe laner, he's in trouble. As they just need one more right click to finish him off, and Shay will be able to get it, but they are able to get the return kill and dropping Cheesehead. So it is a 1-for-1. Will Shay have a blink up in time? Not going to be able to, but that's some good damage getting dealt to the Rubik, who uses his last Tango. So he's got no regen, and now we're going to have Showstopper TP to the bottom lane. He's only coming with one Tango. So this safe lane from the Radiant side, they're all out of regen, and we can see Queen of Pain. He's got 2 Tangos and a Sentry and a Salve still. So lots of regen on the Dire side, and even if Cheesehead rotates down there, he's got another 4 Tangos as well. Good Knight taking the opportunity to do a little bit of jungling, and oh no, Lonely Boy getting caught out here as Snowball will catch him, and Lonely Boy does have Grave, choosing not to use it. It is still a long cooldown at level 1, 60 seconds, so realizing that he's going to respawn and be back in the lane in 5 seconds from now, choosing not to use it. As I think he was definitely dead there. And it wasn't like they were going to be able to get any more damage in as a result of him staying alive for a little bit longer. Battle for the top rune, and oh, nice play there from Noble Wings as he'll just deny it, realizing that Wind Ranger was going to get there sooner, or earlier. And oh, we're going to have the courier's going to get hit, but Cheesehead needs another auto attack to be able to finish that off. And the sprint was there on the courier, so not able to get it. Look at this start already. Tusk with the Arcane Boots. That's going to be a lot of mana for this Undying. And more mana for that dual lane. It's going to make it even more scary. But look at this. We're getting this other dual lane getting bullied. As Rubik taking a lot of damage from that Shadow Strike. And yeah, it's level 2 Shadow Strike. And now they're actually going to have vision of the Rubik thanks to the Bloodseeker. He's down to 80 HP. And Shay's going for it. He's going to blink on past. Scream of Pain, and that's another kill going the way of the Dire. So we definitely have Radiant winning their offlane, Dire winning their offlane. So we have a kind of an unusual exchange. Both safe lanes are actually losing, and a lot of this is actually going to come down probably to the mid, but we'll have to see how much both the Queen of Pain and the Tusk Undying can get done, because they're going to be the big movers and shakers in this game. But mid is going to be pretty important, and Noble Wings, ooh, getting quite low, but Light Striker Ray will save him. This Wind Ranger doing work in the mid lane so far, 27-12 and 28-12, compared to the Lina at 16-2, 18-2 now. So Wind Ranger, they did pick it up because they knew most likely it was going to be a Lina in the mid lane. And now they're sitting in a good spot because of it. So obviously this is a matchup that they feel really comfortable with, and seems to be working out for them. Ozi-sama almost getting a kill there, and look at this. Noble Wings gets a haste, tries to come in, realizing that the Wind Ranger was low. Well, oh, he's going to dive the base for this. Noble Wings with some ballsy play, and not going to work out for him. Well, that was a bit anticlimactic. Oh, that was a ballsy play from Noble Wings. It really was. Oh, I was hoping for some fancy footwork. Didn't happen. It was actually a really nice juke from the Wind Ranger doing one of these, using that one tree, or I guess effectively 2 trees, there for blocking the site. Rubik making their way up to the top. Well, it looks like they're changing up these dual lanes, and there was actually a kill in the mid lane as Monster. That's why he wasn't up top. He was getting something done in the mid lane, dropping the tombstone.
Dire's middle tower
and a bunch of pings coming out from Noble Wings. Dazzle didn't have TP active. Good night. Getting kind of low. He'll actually have to rupture defensively-ish, I guess. Oh, that was so close. The Ice Shards almost finished off Good night, as he was just trying to get some last hits to get his HP back up. But now he'll have to get graved and... well, he might... no, he's just going to head all the way back. He's too low. He might... I was thinking he could use that shared tango and maybe kill the pole camp and try to get his HP back up, but it is the Vole Assassins. Vule? Vule? I actually didn't even know that's what their name was. I have no idea how to pronounce that. I'm just imagining it like ghoul. So Vule? I don't know. If you guys know, let me know in chat, because I have absolutely no idea. Well, some more words going down here. We got a wood that I actually really like. It's either this one, or you can place it over here as well. But both these are really, really good for helping your mid laner, and that's definitely what they need. Noble Wing's definitely falling behind on this Lina in the mid lane, as this Wind Ranger, and I really wish I could call him by name, but unfortunately I don't read Chinese or Mandarin or whatever. But he's been doing a terrific job in the mid lane, and really putting Noble Wings on the back foot. Fortunately, we're going to have another disconnect. We had a few hiccups last game, but it wasn't too bad. Was that last game, or was that the game I was watching prior to the cast? I don't know. But either way, we've had a few pauses tonight, and they haven't lasted very long. It's just small little bugs that people just have to restart the client to fix. I'm actually really glad that I can select heroes at the top here and double click them to jump around, which is something I definitely missed last game. Even just being able to quickly do it and then jump to Dazzle and, you know, be able to see his items and all that. It's nice that that's working for me. I haven't tried any of the other camera stuff. I'm just kind of moving around with the mouse. So please forgive me if the camera work isn't the greatest. I'm jumping through hoops to make everything work here. We do have a reconnect, but still no unpause, so let's take a quick look at everything. The Storm actually has a ring of regen. Now, is that a casual ring of regen? Or is that soul ring? I haven't seen a Storm go soul ring in a while. I want to think it's definitely not casual. It's going to be an actual soul ring, but it's been a while since I've seen Storm Spirit. We'll actually have to ask Goofy about that, as he's a storm picker. A filthy storm picker. So it looks like we're going to have an Orchid coming out for the Queen of Pain. Of course, not there yet, but that's the direction Shay's going to be going. Bounty Hunter coming on in. He's going to walk right through a sentry. Showstopper's going to act on him, and Cheesehead will retreat, but he's retreating right through another sentry. So Showstopper, who was set to be the gankee, becomes the ganker, getting a kill. Shay lets the Sonic Wave fly.
Radiant's middle tower,
but unfortunately, the TP had just finished. So it deals no damage. Storm Spirit gets away safely. So a little bit not really working out for next level badasses there in the bottom lane, but in the mid lane, they managed to get a kill on the Wind Ranger. Noble Wings got that kill, and by the minimap, I don't think anyone else was there to help him. So using that Laguna, getting a kill, helping get himself back in this game. Yeah, as Good Night has kind of abandoned the top lane, he's going to be jungling, so not as much of the jungle left for Lina to get kind of get everything going. A lot of this is actually going to come on Shay, who's been having a great time in the bottom lane. CS isn't the highest, in fact, the lowest out of those three, but sitting at 2 kills, actually looking like they're in a pretty good position right now. I'm going to pick up an Invis rune as well. Maybe look to do something mid with that. Or might just take it back down to the bottom. Actually, just going to ping it out, so let Noble Wings come down as his bottle's on the way, so he's going to chug that back up. And then probably bottle the invis and maybe try to look for another kill on the Wind Ranger. But you do have to be careful. There is a lot of sentries down on the map. The two down here actually got dewarded by a sentry. But there is still one in the mid lane, and there we go. Noble Wings bottles it up. Where are you going? Where are you going, Noble Wings? He activated the invis. Oh, he's gonna push up here. He knows something's up. Look at that. They're just gonna lead with the rupture instead. Oh my gosh, it's doing like no damage. Now they're just going to turn around. Noble Wings is in trouble. Nice shallow grave coming up from Lonely Boy. But here comes Showstopper. He's jumping on in. Noble Wings will get the Laguna off on Ozzy-sama, but it's not enough to bring him down. Noble Wings eventually goes down. Monster gets a double there as he brings down the Dazzle as well. They do manage to kill the Storm Spirit. But when it's all said and done, definitely an advantage to the Radiant, despite the fact that Next Level Badasses were looking pretty good at opening up that gank. I almost would have preferred if they just moved up with Noble Wings and led with the Light Strike Array. Maybe they knew that there was probably a sentry mid, so they didn't want to risk the Wind Ranger backing, given that they were devoting so many heroes to that rotation. That's probably why they did it. But that Rupture seemed to do no damage to the Wind Ranger, as she was just running. Just popped a Wind Run and just got the hell out of there. She was bottle chugging, so... I've been really impressed with this Wind Ranger's play so far. It's been good. It's been real good. Now they're going to drop a sentry to see. Is there a sentry here? No, there's not. There is a sentry actually, but they don't know. Good Night now is down in the Radiant jungle, farming it up instead, as it's the safer part on the map, I guess, for him. But he can jump in and out of the Radiant jungle and go to the bottom lane and get some farm there, where there's pretty much no one else on the map. We've got Wind Ranger kind of in the middle jungle area. Then we've got Tusk in mid. And then the other three heroes are all up in the top lane. Is they're going to try to set something up here onto, I guess, the Bounty Hunter? Do they have detection? Or are they waiting for another hero? They've got Dust on the Undying.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Have they seen Cheesehead? They did. They're pinging him out. Oh, they're going to go for him right now. There comes the Dust. They actually transferred it over to the Storm. So they realized that the Undying, there's a chance that he might not be in range to use it. They know that the Storm would definitely be in range with his ability to ball lightning. So good transfer of
is under attack.
The Dust there. Now, oh, a lot of TP response to the bottom lane. They're putting so much pressure onto Good Night, and are we going to say Good Night to Good Night? We might. Monster will get the kill with the decay. There was also another kill in the back lines as they managed to drop the Dazzle, who came in because, well, he wants to get to the shallow grave off, but not able to do so. And unfortunately, it'll still cost him his life.
Tower is under attack.
Now we're going to see a push from the Radiant. We saw a lot of these kind of big rotations from CDEC recently. They made a rotation, they got a gank, and then they pushed. Except the way that CDEC was doing it, they were doing it on the enemy safe lane. I guess not always, but they made one of those big rotations and then brought down the tower. We're seeing somewhat of that. It looks like we got a fight potentially coming here, as they're going to get the lift off onto the Lina, who will get shallow graved. Nice play there from Lonely Boy. Rubik's going to go down. Oh, Storm jumps down in, and Roche just finishes him off. One slap from Roche's fist brings him down. Good Night almost gets hit by the power shot, and they won't be able to chase him down. Instead, they trap Cheesehead and somewhat Shay in the ice shards. But there's that Blink Dagger being able to escape the ice shards. Meanwhile, we lost the tier 1 to just the creeps, but there was actually a power shot that managed to connect with the Bounty Hunter. Missed that off camera there, but good play there once again coming up from the Wind Ranger. Where's net worth? There it is. My bind's still not working for that one. But Wind Ranger well out and ahead in terms of net worth. 6,000 gold in her pocket. Next on the docket is Tusk, who's he's at 4.7, almost 4.8k. And then there's that Queen of Pain. So I talked about CS and Queen of Pain CS not being, well, being pretty comparable with the other two cores on her team. But when we look at net worth, she's doing quite good, 4,600 net worth. But you look right below her on that list. Storm's there, Bloodseeker's there, Lena's there. Everyone's pretty close. The only big difference is the fact that you've also got Undying there, and he's a support. So the fact that he's pretty much even with all these other cores is huge. And then on top of that, the Wind Ranger is well out in front. Potential action forming in the top lane as Noble Wings and Cheesehead were potentially coming in from the side, but they're going to ping it out and back away. They didn't realize that Monster and the Rubik were there. But as soon as they saw that, they definitely backed away. Didn't want to do anything too risky, as they're down 13-5 right now. So they want to get some kills to get themselves back in this game, but they want to do so cleanly. They want to make sure that they're not losing any hero. Of course, there always is the advantage of trading 1-for-1 with track, which typically is going to be in your favor.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
We also do have a 5-kill streak on the Undying, which would be great for the Dire side to get. As for kill streaks on the Dire, we've got 3 on the Queen of Pain. Not the biggest kill streak, but we're actually seeing next level badasses choosing not even to go up and defend their top tier 1, and instead going for a trade where they're going to go for the mid tier 1, and there's a lot of TPs coming out from fnmdx. And doesn't look like they're going to be able to catch anyone. Everyone on the side of next level badasses, they did split up, but they all got out of there and got back to safety. Shay now finishing the Orchid. They've got some big items here on the Radiant side that they're going to have to go up against. Like, it's not that big. Not yet. The mech is huge, but we'll see. Weave getting cast on almost everyone on the side of next level badasses, and oh my goodness, Rubik stealing track. That's huge for them right now. So like I said, next level badasses, they want to get some kills, they want to get some clean kills, and they want to rely on the track gold to get them back in this game a little bit. But now that they've got track on the Radiant side as well, it's going to make it well, not as easy for them to do so. Because basically each kill is almost just as valuable as another. Rubik actually not even throwing out a bunch of tracks yet. See Bounty constantly doing it. And Cheesehead does still have mana left. Here we go. Now I think we're going to start seeing some tracks. The silence coming out from the Bloodseeker. Bloodright will only connect on 2.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Well, now we're going to have Rupture onto the Tusk, as he'll just back away. He does have mech available. Now Rubik starts throwing out the tracks. He gets it on the Bounty Hunter. Got another one on the Queen of Pain. Here's the engage. Snowball. They're going to snowball forward as they're going to go on Shay and Noble Wings. Grave had to come out on one of them. He chose Queen of Pain. The Lena goes down instead, and as soon as that wears off, the Queen of Pain goes down as Wind Ranger getting the kill for both of them. Now they're going to try to catch Cheesehead, and they will with a shackle shot. This Wind Ranger, oh my goodness. There's only 2 heroes left on the Dire side, and they're desperately running for their lives. And Lonely Boy is getting snowballed. Ice Shards will trap him. Will it? Actually, I think he can fit through there. Yes, he can. Goodnight comes in from the side, wants to return the favor. But he'll get lifted, and he'll run back to safety. So we lose another tier 1 tower. And lose some more heroes on next level badasses, as fnmdx has been playing quite well. Rupture coming out onto the Rubik, but Goodnight not able to finish him off. As everyone else on the side of fnmdx was very quick to respond, turn around, and protected their Rubik. Like I said, they're playing really well, and they're playing really coordinated and really together. This is some good stuff to watch. There we go. Now the big item's starting to come out as Monster finishes a Crimson Guard. They've got the mech on the Tusk. He's got another 1900 gold, so maybe Blink Dagger coming up next for him. We'll have to wait and see what he chooses to go with. Wind Ranger just finishes the Aghanim Scepter. Rubik, typical support items, but has an urn. That's not too bad of an item. Showstopper getting close to finishing his Bloodstone. Noble Wings finished the Yule Scepter, and he's going to use that to pick off Showstopper and delay him from getting that previously mentioned Bloodstone. Oh, interesting. Tusk actually going at the Guardian Greaves. So not choosing to wait later on into the game, choosing to pick it up right now and give them more strength right now in these team fights. Cheesehead has picked up a headdress, so I guess that's going to be a mech eventually for them. But there is definitely a huge mech advantage in terms of timing for fnmdx, and the fact that now it's a Guardian Greaves is even better. But we had the Orchid on the Queen of Pain. Dazzle, just your typical support items. Just have that headdress. We got the Yules, and what does Bloodseeker have? He's got his Blade Mail and picked up a Sange as well. So he's coming back into this game. He's actually the biggest hero on the Dire side. There's Cheesehead making his way down to the bottom, looking to track someone and open up on someone, get a little bit of harassing, but no one's down there on the Radiant side because they're all together as five, smoked up, trying to initiate here on the mid lane, and they're going to find Good Night. So we'll pop the Blade Mail, but that's not going to stop them from attacking him. So they will bring him down, and that's a great pick off for them. Cheesehead coming in from behind. Did he get any tracks off? Nope. I still think he showed himself, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Either way, he's still going to come in from behind. He needs to be careful that they don't just turn around.
Dire's middle tower
there is a sentry on Rubik.
Dire's structures are fortified.
There's also dust on Showstopper, so they got one each. So many tracks coming out here, though. Ping's coming out on Cheesehead. They want to jump on him, I think, but he's playing really far back. Showstopper was actually the one pinging, so he was really considering Ball Lightning onto him. But they're actually going to back it. We see Noble Wings coming in from the side, but there's not going to be an opening for them. And really good play there from fnmdx, just to back away, realize, you know what, this just isn't working. You know, the position that we're in, it's just not ideal. We have no reason to force this right now. We're in a good spot. Take a look at our gold graph. We're in the lead, 6,000 gold for fnmdx. XP, 4,000 in their favor. It's not the biggest lead, but it's still a lead. So they have no reason to force anything. Now Bounty Hunter will actually scout out Showstopper. They'll lead with the Yules, followed by an LSA, and then they're even going to use the Orchid as well, and the Laguna. So they do get a pick off on that Storm once again, as that's going to bring them down to 3 Bloodstone charges. Chrysalis now for the Wind Ranger.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Cheesehead's picked up a Buckler, and unfortunately he walks right over the Sentry Ward, which is kind of a dual-purpose Sentry Ward. It helps spot those rotations from the Bounty Hunter, but also kind of spots any of the typical ward locations down here. So 18-7 now. fnmdx definitely in the lead in this one so far, but still every tier 2 tower is left standing on the Dire side. But they're going to look to push down the mid one here. Surprisingly, despite the fact that fnmdx has had so much control over this map, they actually are only ahead 1 tower. This is the only tier 1 left standing for them, so now we're going to find another kill. They're going to grab Lonely Boy. And now what will next level badasses do? Will they choose to defend their tier 2 without their Dazzle? I don't think they should.
Regeneration.
Yeah, they're just going to trade here. So Noble Wings gets the tier 1, and they lose their tier 2. This is very dangerous, as Rubik has stolen the Windwalk. They're all going to TP away. They're going to look for Noble Wings, who waits a second. Now he'll TP out, but he'll still be fine. That monster's gonna find an invis of his own.
Invisibility!
Take a quick look at the dire vision right now. They've got a lot of observer wards out. 3 observers on the map, but they're all defensive. They want to just stop the bleeding. And now, they just saw the Rubik who hops in Viz. And does he know how many heroes are here? I think he only knows 2. You can see a couple in the mid lane now. But now they've got that deep observer ward. That's actually going to be great for spotting a lot of the rotation, seeing how far people are willing to farm on next level badasses up in this top lane. And if they're not farming, if they choose to bail out of farming in that top lane, where they're going. This observer ward is actually really, really important. Frankly, it's a much better observer ward than the one that's commonly placed here by Radiant teams. Well, that's a good rune for Noble Wings, as he'll get a regen. That'll help him out in the fight, which is looking like it's potentially going to happen up here in the top lane. They know where everyone is. Noble Wings TP's on up here, and they're going to look to go on the aggressive. As the Bloodseeker's also TPing on in. He has finished his S and Y, and Showstopper is jumping away on the ball lightning. This is a really spread out fight. Try not to back out too far here. Ice Snowball comes jumping on in from Ozi Salmon. Oh my goodness, all these heroes are just falling over. Radiant just running over the Dire here, but they're going to try to turn it around. 2 heroes manage to get picked off by next level badasses. And more importantly, it's the Wind Ranger. Oh, still a 2-for-2 trade, which definitely an advantage for the Dire side. 2,200 gold swing for them. Cheesehead, oh my goodness, that was so close. Shuriken Toss almost hitting before the TP finished. It was in the air, but so close. Of course, there is a mini stun on the Shuriken Toss, so that would have cancelled the TP. But after that exchange, let's see what that did to the gold graph. Looks like it actually just kind of maintained where it was before. Okay, it could take a little bit to update here. There's about a 2,200 gold swing for them, according to the fight recap. Of course, the fight recap isn't entirely telling about the gold swings, because there's... if you 5-man wipe the other team, you're definitely going to see a gold swing. But then there's also gold that's going to go in your favor because you were farming the entire time those heroes were dead. So it's even more gold going your way. But we're going to have a 5-man smoke from next level badasses, and everyone on the Radiant side, they're all gathered as well. Do they want to smoke up? No, it doesn't look like it. They just know that this is potentially what's going to happen. And they're staying together. This is good stuff. This is good Dota coming out from the Radiant. Ooh, they might find the Rubik here. They might find the Rubik. He was trailing behind. I'm not sure how he got so separated from his team. And they will manage to bring him down. So one kill going the way of the Dire. As they'll be very grateful of that.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
As we see some pressure getting applied on the tier 2. Storm's still up in the top lane. He just TP's back now, so expect the jump. That's not going to happen. Tier 2 is going to go down, and now next level badasses will just back away. Free tower for them. It all comes down to that Rubik pickoff. It's really unfortunate. fnmdx definitely knew it was up. They were definitely grouped up. They were trying to stay together, and I don't know what happened, but Rubik, he must have gone back to the base for HP or mana or something like that, but then just chose the wrong route. He went this way, and that meant he walked right into the enemy heroes. I'm not sure how that wasn't a straight line, and it drew these extra lines, but whatever. Blame it on Reborn. Just blame it on Reborn. Radiant team, they're really playing tight together. I like this. I really like this.
for me?
There is, I mean, there is definitely a way to play around constant 5-man, and that's split push, split push, split push. And, well, they don't need to do anything more than just 5-man because they're finding these pickoffs. They're finding these pickoffs, and there just isn't really enough being done by next level badasses to punish them. Good Knight doing a little bit of farming in the bottom lane, but he can't do much else because he has no idea what's going on here. He certainly knows now that they're going Roche. He certainly suspected that they were doing Roche. But without any vision, it would be really, really risky for him to keep farming there. He still is actually going to stay down here. Top lane was definitely a lane that you could farm a little bit more aggressively in. But let's take a look at the vision from the Dire side. They do have vision, they do have wards out. And I typically like a ward or a vision in this kind of space, but right now it didn't help them. Like a lot of their wards are really separated right now. And it's making them difficult to really play around them. The two more offensive wards are actually probably the more valuable one. I don't really like this one, but I think the reason that this was placed is because they wanted vision a little bit deeper into the team fight. So basically when you're up defending your high ground, you can't see these heroes kind of lurking in the shadows in the background here. This observer ward extends your vision so you can see that. It's really good against kind of big initiating style heroes like an Enigma, where all of a sudden the fight's starting, you want to see him coming in from a little bit further out so you can play around his positioning a little bit better. That's where a ward like that is really, really valuable. Certainly good against heroes like Storm, Undying. You want to really know their positioning. Oh, they're smoked up. They're looking for a pick here. Is someone gonna generously feed them as they're looking for?
Radiant's bottom tower is
Noble
under
Wings
attack.
gets a little too close to the tower there. I think that's what happened. Maybe the smoke just expired. But they spot him out, so they don't get a pick off.
Is under attack.
And will they be able to bring this tier 2 down? Nope, doesn't look like it. They're all going to TP up to the top and stop Showstopper. Stop Showstopper. Walk
Here I am.
Holder in hot pursuit. Will they find Noble Wings? Ice Shards just barely off the mark. Noble Wings actually turns back. I think he wanted to go on the Tusk instead, but now he's found himself in a little bit of a bad position there. As he'll get healed, and then he'll immediately commit suicide. There was still a grave available, but it wasn't used on either the Lina or the Dazzle. As Lonely Boy was CC'd.
Dire's structures are fortified.
See the question getting asked in chat. Is this final game? No, it's the semis. We do still have one more game left. Tournament running definitely longer than it normally does. So looks like we're gonna have a push now from the Radiant in the bottom lane. As four heroes are gathered in the lane. Showstopper's off to the side. Cheesehead has spotted him out. Now he's going to throw it a track. I'm probably the best hero for them to really know the positioning of. But we're going to have a blink from Ozzy-sama as they're going to find that bounty hunter and get him and pick him off.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Once again, they get these one-man pickoffs. And that's really helping them keep pushing and keep bringing down structures. And now they're going to get their first crack at the tier 3s. They're going down so fast. Bloodright will get cast. Will it hit Storm? Nope, he's going to jump out in time. Going to get the pull off onto Good Knight. Shade jumps on in. Sonic Wave will hit 3, but they're healed up almost immediately from the Guardian Greaves. Good Knight incredibly low, but he will go down to Showstopper. Snowball from Ozzy-sama going forward on the Lonely Boy, but he's gone a little bit too deep. He's going to go down. So they do get the tier 3, but it has cost them a few heroes as they're going to lose another one up here. Looks like the Wind Ranger is going to go down. Question is, will they lose their Storm?
I'm staging a comeback.
They will, but he's got an Aegis, so he'll be back up in a second. They're going to try to time it. Noble Wings is on point with that timing, and they will get the kill. The second kill on the Storm Spirit. So they get the tier 3. They don't get a Rax, but it costs them. Buyback used by the Bloodseeker. Pretty big gold swing going their way as well. Lonely Boy placing a sentry, making sure that there's no uphill vision here for the Dire. For the Radiant, excuse me. We hop back to our net worth. Still in favor of fnmdx, but it's been kind of hovering around that 5,000 to 2,500, or I guess 2,500 to about 6,000 advantage for them. XP has come down quite a bit, but we're getting to the point where XP is not the biggest thing in the world. The big thing is timing on hitting level 16, as our next big one is going to be the Queen of Pain. He's sitting at 15 right now, as we've got a big engage here. Noble Wings is going to go down, and will they be able to get any more heroes, as everyone on the side of Next Level Badasses are desperately trying to get on out of there, and all of them do except 2. So if they lose the Lena, they lose the Dazzle. We'll see how much gold they get for that. That's actually a decent size gold, decent amount of gold. 1,700 gold for 2 pickoffs when you're ahead without track. That's not bad. There we go. Shay's gonna hit 16. Let's see if there's anyone else approaching 16. So we've got. No one. I mean, track is obviously great, but I mean, nothing else is really that big. Obviously, you want 16 on Rubik. 16 on Tusk is nice too, but those aren't like gigantic swings like a leveling up Laguna or Sonic Wave or something is. Another smoke being used by the Radiant. They've made good on their smoke so far, but I don't know if this one's going to work out for them. As everyone on the Dire side is pretty much in their base with the exception of Good Night, who's all the way across the map. And he's going to TP away. So they definitely knew what was up. They did just walk through this Observer Ward. That was supposed to be an arrow. There we go. I'm not an artist. But they just walked through there. When they popped the smoke, it was probably actually in vision of that Observer Ward. Oh no, Ozzy-sama tries to blink away, but actually doesn't make it over the trees. And that was very close to Noble Wings being within range to get the Yule Scepter off. But not able to do so. So bring up our items. See anything too big? 9 charges on the Bloodstone for Storm. Rubik's got Blink. He's also got a Staff of Wizardry. Could be Force, could be Yule's, probably going to be Force. I mean, it could even be Aghanim's. But I imagine it's... I think it's going to be Force. But we'll see. Tusk has added on an Ogre Club. Wind Rangers finish the Daedalus to go with the Aghanims. We've got a Solar Crest on the Undying. Shay's BKB up at 8 seconds. That Lonely Boy still just sitting on that medallion. Lotus Orb on Cheesehead. We'll have to look for that use in the team fights. Noble Wings sitting at 6 charges on his Bloodstone. He of course has his own Yules. And Good Night. He's got S and Y, BKB, just picked up a Basher. His BKB's at 9 seconds. There we go, Showstopper jumps forward. There comes that BKB out from Good Night, and then they'll just jump back out and reset. So we've got the BKB down, and we've got the Rupture down on the Bloodseeker. And frankly, you don't even notice that anything's really happened to the Radiant side. So good positional play from them.
Is under attack.
Making it very difficult for Dire to engage, and as soon as they do, they just kind of disengage, and Dire's left with a few items or abilities or whatever on cooldown, and further putting you in a good position to keep pushing. So they take the tier 2 relatively for free again, and instead of being able to push high ground, they're going to have to come back and manage their lanes, as both bottom and mid are pushing pretty far. Looks like Dire wants to engage here. They're going to have a Yules onto the Undying. He's so tanky, but not tanky enough, as they're going to bring him down. It does Cost them both the Sonic Wave and the Laguna, though. That's quite big ultimates to bring down that one target. Noble Wing so low. Good night. We'll get a kill on the Rubik and go down. Noble Wings will go down as apparently I'm looking away at the wrong moment. There's the Lotus Orb. It gets used on the Dazzle. And now that it's worn off, they're actually going to catch back up to him. And Lonely Boy's going to have to Shallow Grave himself, but not going to be able to stay alive long enough for anyone to respawn and help him. Shallow Grave isn't that long. It's not that long. But now we're going to have our first set of racks going down here, as it looks like fnmdx is going to get their first set. As the bottom racks are going to go down, then they'll probably move towards the mid, where the tier 3 is getting damage from the creep wave already.
Middle tower is under attack.
Cheesehead making sure that those tracks are out.
Are fortified. Dire's bottom barracks are under attack.
Noble Wings desperately wants to engage there. They're not going to do so. Shay actually aggressively TPs in and immediately gets hexed, but he will be able to back away. The Yule Scepter helping him do so. Now they're going to look for a kill on the Tusk, and they're going to find it. Laguna's going to bring him down. As Wind Ranger's trying to run, Showstopper is trying to run as well. As will they catch up to the Wind Ranger? They're going to get the Shadow Strike off, and oh my goodness, turns around, Shackle Shot, latches on the Queen of Pain and the Lena. The Queen of Pain's going to go down. Soon the Lena's going to go down. Shallow Grave is there though. Lonely Boy's going to keep Noble Wings alive for a little bit longer, but no one was keeping Lonely Boy alive. As he goes down, and then as soon as that Shallow Grave wears off, Noble Wings goes down. Now Cheesehead goes down. Good night, the only one left alive, will re-engage with the Blood Right, getting the kill on the Wind Ranger, and oh, we'll get another kill on the Showstopper. He's keep moving forward, trying to find another kill, a third kill onto the Rubik. And he's in pursuit. Rubik's going to have Blink. Yeah, he's got Blink, so he's fine. But that definitely costs Next Level Badasses quite a bit there. We actually only see 200 gold going the way of the Radiant, despite the fact that they got 2 more kills. But that's some of that comeback gold, and certainly some of it being a little bit of track gold as well. But a huge gold swing coming up in the last few moments there for them. As for XP, it's the same, just straight up on the gold graph, despite the fact that that fight recap didn't really show the biggest swing, but certainly the graph is showing it. Well, we're going to have an Aghanim Scepter completed by the Lena. So BKB's not going to protect her. Almost a BKB finished by Tusk. Surprisingly, Necrobook getting picked up by Rubik.
Roshan has fallen to the Dire.
Rosh goes down. Aegis goes to Good Night on the Bloodsaber. Everyone on the Radiant side kind of backing here. Are they going to use this smoke? Looks like they might. Maybe not. They're just going to push out now. Good Night just finishes Abyssal. That'll be huge as well. Mystic Staff now on the Queen of Pain. Let's actually look at our Bloodstones. So we got 4 charges for the Lena. Let's take a look at Storm. He's up at 11. Oh my. And here we go. Here's the smoke.
Haste!
Oh no, Lonely Boy almost walking right into it. It's going to get revealed, and actually both of them, they're going to engage on Goodnight, who's not going to be able to get the BKB off, and that's the Aegis going down to start everything off. And then they jump on Lonely Boy, forcing him to Shallow Grave himself, where Shay's going down because he had BKB, and there's Shallow Grave for him. Rook's going to go down, but Lonely Boy's eventually going to go down. Noble Wing starts dealing some damage as he picks off the Rubik. Cheesehead's going to go down, and there's just 2 heroes left on the Dire side. Noble Wings was trying to TP away, and the buyback from the Queen of Pain, who was coming in to try to help, but realized that the TP was coming, and this was not going to be a good position to be in, and he just backs away, making sure that he doesn't throw his life away with a dieback. But we've got lots of heroes dead on the Dire side. So this could be another set of racks. As I don't think a solo Queen of Pain or a Queen of Pain and a Dazzle are going to be able to defend here. It is just 3 heroes,
Dire's
but
middle tower is under attack.
it's 3 pretty scary heroes that can certainly go on the offensive. Monster, I mean, he can't really go that offensive with the Undying
Dire's
in terms of
middle
actually
tower
jumping
has
on these
fallen.
heroes and catching them when they're playing so safe back by their throne.
Dire's middle barracks are under
But he
attack.
would certainly be there to back them up.
Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
Now I think they're going to back away here as Noble Wings is also respawned. So there's 4 heroes back up on the Dire side. So unfortunately they don't get the melee racks, but they do get the range racks. Melee rack still had 600 HP, so it was close. Now they back away, pick up items with their newfound gold, as now we've got a Lincoln's for the Wind Ranger. Storm just keeps getting bigger and bigger. 17 charges on the Bloodstone. He's got his Shivas, he's got his Sheep Stick, he's got his BKB, which is down to 5 seconds, so that's not good. But still, he does have a BKB. Necrobook still sitting at level 1 for the Rubik. What is this? It's going to be a Lotus Orb for the Undying, so we're actually going to potentially see 2 Lotus Orbs this game. Noble Wing still sitting at 4 Bloodstone charges. 6 seconds on the Queen of Pain BKB, 7 seconds on Bloodseekers. And they're so scared to push on out on the map. Goodnight's the only one really that's been pushing it too far. Now we're gonna have a gem picked up by the Blood Hunter, Bounty Hunter. Well, that'll help him see any kind of Sentry Ward to get rid of any Observer Ward vision. But let's take a quick look at what the Radiant sees. Nothing. They don't have any Observer Wards out right now, so it's not really going to help them much in terms of getting rid of the Observer Wards. But it will help with any kind of preemptive sentries getting dropped down, but they're actually not even carrying any. All they have is this 1 dust on the Undying. Will they place the Observer Ward? They will, so it's going to get spotted out by the gem. We'll immediately bring it down, but while that's going on, they just take the melee racks. Once again, another free objective just getting taken by fnmdx. We saw them take a couple towers, tier 1s and tier 2s. Then we saw them take a free tier 3 essentially. Now we're seeing a free melee racks. So it's all going to come down to this top set of racks. As fnmdx, they're going to stick around to push here. 4 minutes until Roche. Lotus Orb just gets finished and delivered onto Monster. So here we go. We're preparing for probably the game-deciding fight here. It's pretty much a must-win for the next level badasses. And here we go. Lotus Orb getting cast on the Showstopper. He's going to jump forward, go on the Noble Wings, because they're not really able to CC him. Goodnight getting quite low, and he'll be our first hero to fall. Shay. Oh, almost going down. We'll be able to blink away. Noble Wings has gone down in the meantime, though. Cheesehead, Shay, and Lonely Boy. The only 3 left to defend here on next level badasses. What the heck? How do they do that? Well, that bind doesn't work. Oh well. We can't look at buybacks right now.
Dire's top
I'll
barracks
do it
are
here.
under attack.
But either way, good game, well played. We'll get called.
Dire's top
My
barracks has
God.
fallen. Radiant victory.
Ah, nothing's going right for me, guys. Nothing's going right. Well, after some impressive play from fnmdx, they'll take the win. And they'll advance to our grand finals. Well, they'll be going up against a team with no name. I believe was their name. The No Name Team. The No Name Team. That's their name. Close. Close. Either ways, guys, I was Niz. This is the semifinals of SCS. And definitely stick around because we got the finals coming up in just a second. It's been a bit of a disaster with Reborn tonight, but we're making it through it. So don't go anywhere, stick around, and we've got the finals coming up in just a minute.